Over the ages, the way we see ourselves has changed. Not so long ago, being plus size was seen as attractive. However, now times has changed, and a lot of adverts and movies has steered towards women being size 8 and men being very muscular.
I'm more confident in my body and I'm not as thin as you.
The social media I grew up with was really, really skinny, blonde, tiny performers and models.
People can change everything around them from inside.
Does the way we see ourselves now stem from what we hear on the radio or see on the TV? Are people unhappy in their own skin because of the influences around them? What does it take to be happy? My team of investigators went out on a mission to find out how the media or how people are directly affected by others in the way they see their own body image. Subconsciously, we sometimes compare ourselves to the people. Do we do this by choice, or are we programmed this way by other sources?
During the Renaissance age, the days of the Irish famine, or between 50 to 100 years ago, the upper middle class was seen and deemed as more important and more attractive because they had an excess of fat around them. Even the Chinese at one point viewed people who were plumpier as a positive thing, actually leaving people who were thinner struggling to marry in many cases.
What defines beauty or attraction today? Is it what we feel from the heart, what we see through our eyes, or how the media tells us it should be? I sent one of my team to speak to artist and counsellor Mehdi Ranks, who gives us an insight of his personal experience over the years.
So, Lovers Rock music, the original music that I grew up knowing of, used to make the people more calmer, more relaxable, you know what I mean, more chilling, and even more understanding, you know, because the music changed in modern days today. You know, it's also changed the behavior, the attitude, the movement, the thinking of people, you know. So people can change everything around them from inside, and the music goes inside. You know what I mean? The music goes inside.
Do you think the media or the TV, internet is telling people the way they should look?
Yeah, because the media is telling people the way it should look, because everything these days is marketing. And people only can market what they see or what they have heard. You can't market whatever you don't get. So the media offer you what they have to offer you, and you accept what available for you to be acceptable. So you only can accept what was being offered to you.
Mehdi says that music was and still is an influence that can affect the way people think inside or the way they feel inside. We're taking steps in the right direction, but how much of an impact can the way we see our own body image have on our future?
Aria struggled with the way she looked from a very young age. She'd always wanted to be a singer/performer since the tender age of 8. But with social media promoting thin, skinny, petite women, she always felt like she would never fit in that area and feared for her future as a performer.
The social media I grew up with was really, really skinny, blonde, tiny performers and models, and if you weren't skinny, you were ugly. Whereas now we live in the age of the Kardashians and Nicki Minaj and all of that, which is great because I'm a bit more curvy, but they're also fake. So we're promoting fake bums, fake boobs, this unattainable look of like thin arms and then like massive boobs and then tiny waist and big bum. And it's, if you don't have that naturally, then you kind of feel out of the, like you don't fit in, which is how I felt growing up, looking at the blonde, skinny stereotype.
Waterloo, couldn't escape if I wanted to.
Do I consider myself a role model? I don't know, I not really. I don't have a massive following. Like, I've got 1,000 something followers, but it's mostly my friends. Like, I'm not out here trying to influence people. I'm just trying to be happy. Do I see myself in a place of influence? Yes, because sometimes like I will post something and somebody that might not even be following me will message me like, I find it so inspiring that you're so confident in your body, because like not everyone that has that body type is, because you're either overly sexualized or you're looked at as something that you're not, and it's this very complicated thing. So when they see that I'm so okay in how I am, they'll reach out to me and be like, that's really nice to see.
Aria's fear started from seeing a lot of smaller, more petite women on social media. But when she saw the likes of the Kardashians, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, she felt a sense of hope that someone with their body type could flourish in mainstream media.
Singer Jessie Nelson once said, "It doesn't matter whether you're in the public eye or not, you can never get away from social media."
As part of their struggles with how they saw their own body image when comparing it to others, I spoke with Andrew and Danielle. Andrew was someone who was quite big when he was in school and wanted to change the way he looked in terms of his own body image. Danielle was someone who decided to accept the way she was and change her perspective on how she saw herself.
Yeah, body image is very important to me. I feel like for me, it's not just about looking great, it's about like mentally as well.
When I was younger, I never really cared about body image. Like, it was never a thing for me. My mum never spoke about it, and I had a twin brother, so it was like, my mum doesn't really care what she looks like, my brother doesn't care what he looks like, so I just didn't either.
The reason I started going gym, what could I say, I got bullied. I was one of them guys, fat kid in school. Wasn't really attractive. I don't feel like anyone was really attracted to me. Always kind of sweating, clammy hands, that sort of thing.
And then I got into a relationship, and then I started caring, because beforehand I would be seeing me naked and that was it. Then when I got in a relationship, it was like someone else was seeing me naked. So then I started to care more, and it was like I went through stuff anyway, so I put on weight because I comfort eat when I get upset.
Javon Kelly, we used to train, we ain't trained in a while. So I seen his physique and I was like, yeah, I want to have that physique, I want to look like that. He looks strong, you know what I mean? And obviously Dragon Ball Z, growing up and all that stuff, everybody had a good physique. So to me, I thought this is what our guys should look like.
I was comparing myself to other people though, because my friends that were skinny had eating disorders, or they would literally complain about the way they looked 24/7, be so self-conscious, and I just thought, I'm more confident in my body and I'm not as thin as you, so obviously thinness and happiness don't correlate, do you get me? So I just thought, what's the point? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I feel knowledgeable. I feel like I've got stuff people will be interested in, knowledge. Young people who's coming up, who wants to get if you want a good body image or whatnot, or just things to say mentally, just lift people up. I feel like I could do that, yeah, 100%. I would consider myself inspirational, but I don't want to be anyone's role model. I don't want you to think that this is the way you should be, because I think you should be how you are. I'm just very true to myself. If anything, I'd like people to take that away from me. Do you know what I mean? Just be true to yourself. Don't be like me. Be like you. Do you know what I mean? That's what I hope they take away from me. I wouldn't say I'm a role model.
Over the course of this investigation, we've heard people say yes, what they've seen at a younger age did influence the way they thought back then. So what about programs such as Embarrassing Bodies and Naked Attraction, or even billboards promoting the way people should look? Is it possible to get to a place in ourselves where we don't fall victims to these promotions?